Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this is going to be a channel update. And on this update, I'm going to talk about the fact of where I'm going with this channel in the future. Now, that's not as bleak as it may sound, and this is not done for tea or sympathy. This is just telling you where I am in the world at this point. Now, you might have noticed in the past few months that the channel's output has started to dwindle. Now, the reason behind that is because it's due to fatigue. Now, I'll go a little bit into about what that's all about and what that means to me, but what I'm going to say is going forward, I would like to alter the way that I do videos. So going back to what fatigue means to me, it means that, you could say I'm tired. It's more than tired. And when you're fatigued, you just feel drained. You can't do anything right. Now, think about that. So when you come to do your videos, the main thing that happens when I'm fatigued and I'm really tired, it means that I am not able to get the words out properly. Now, that's a big thing when you're talking about making a YouTube channel. The best thing about being on the YouTube and being on the channel is to get your viewpoint out and you tell everybody what you think about certain releases and everything's great and you can have a conversation. But when I'm doing these videos, especially when I'm tired or fatigued, which is quite a lot of the times these days, which I'll go into a little bit more, it means that the videos are absolutely terrible. Now, you don't see that part of it because all you see is the finished article. You might notice that, when I was noticing it, when I go back to my early videos, there's hardly any jump cuts in it because I'm kind of able to say most of it in one go. These days, when I'm doing videos, you can see more and more jump cuts is because I'm getting my words wrong, or they're coming out in the wrong order, or I'm slurring my words. It's all to do with fatigue. Now, what I've ascertained from this is, if I try and do 3 videos a week, there is no way I'm going to do that. If I do it, it's a bonus, but I'm not going to try and do that. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, I'm not going to sweat about that. When it first started to become apparent that I couldn't do the 3 videos easily, I used to get really frustrated and think, oh, well, it was so easy before. How come it's not easy now? And the main reason is because when I'm tired, which is a lot of the times, it means that the video I put out, it's rubbish. It's absolute garbage because most of it is false starts. There's mispronunciations. Long words have to be, put to one side and like a shorter word put in its place. And this takes a lot of time to do that. So the last video I had on, which I think was to do with the top 4Ks, that video there, the rough cut of that before I edited it down. See, that's a word of stumbling as well. There's a lot of words that I can't really get to these days. But anyway, when I edit it down, the the rough cut was an hour and 10 minutes and the finished article was 15 minutes. So you can see from there how much stuff I've got to cut out. Now that takes a lot of time. Now, how frustrating is that if you make a video and you're so frustrated by the fact you created an hour and 10 worth of stuff, you've got to sift through to try and see if you can salvage 15 minutes of usable footage. It's so frustrating and it's really time consuming. So you are frazzled from that. And there is the catch 22 because you've done that much work on the way that you kind of edit everything. I'm going to leave all the messes in here because it will show you what I have to put up with. And I'm going to say what I've been at work for the past 3 days. And that does have a snowball effect because by the end of the day, I am tired. There's no way of getting around that. I am doing shorter shifts. I'm not doing sleepovers at the moment, which is great. That's helping in a big way, but it's still not combating the fact that I am just getting fatigued. And that's just part of MS. There's no way you can get around that. Everybody gets different symptoms of MS. And unfortunately, well, it could be a lot worse. Mine is at the moment really big on the fatigue front, and I could be a lot worse off, so I've got to be thankful for that. But when it comes to doing YouTube, it's probably the worst one to have because really all you want to do is just speak about what you want to put out there. And when you can't speak about it, there's nothing more frustrating than that. So this is why sometimes I have made videos in the past. I could have made 3 videos a week, but 2 of them have just been complete rubbish. So they've just been put in the bin and they haven't been seen. And that sometimes I don't have a large amount of time to do these things in. So say, for instance, a normal video, if I was doing one for 15 minutes, it might take about 25 with a few cuts out, what it used to be when I used to have to edit it down. Now, these days, a 15-minute video, you're talking about 45 minutes to an hour to make that video. So if you only got like in the whole day, you've only got really a half-hour window to do anything. there's no way you can do a video, so you've got to put it in the back burner, so it goes to a next day. So that's why you can see large periods of times where there's just no videos out. And the ones I want to put out on the main channel are going to be ones that you see all the time about pickups and talking about all the Italian classics and talking about Vinegar Syndrome. Got a lot to talk about, got a lot of videos to make. The problem is when I get into them and not when I'm in a frame of mind when I'm fatigued, it's just a nightmare. So I've got to kind of just wait till I'm not tired. And that doesn't seem to be a lot of the time these days now. I am obviously under the specialist, and I can go to them about anything. I have talked to them about me fatigue in the past. Well, every time I see them, I always talk about fatigue. There's nothing they can do about it, unfortunately. There is things that you look online. I look at a lot of pages online that talk about how you manage fatigue, and there's various things you can talk about. You know, you've got to regulate your sleep, and you've got to do exercise as well. I do a lot of exercise now. Rewind to a couple of weeks ago, I was off on a holiday. Me and the Debs are off on holiday for a week, and I said to myself, we're going to be out all day, every day. The weather was lovely, as it is now. So we had the opportunity to go out and just spend the whole day, and we were out and about every single day of that holiday for the whole 7 days. And it was great. And I wasn't that tired. The main reason I wasn't that tired for it was because we were just going out. We were having a great time. We were walking all over the place. We were enjoying the the lovely sunshine and obviously the lovely surroundings of the coast in Whitley Bay. But what I didn't have to do on that holiday, much of, was to think. Now, when I'm at work, I do, everyone's like this at work, I would imagine. You're thinking all the time. Now, the problem with MS is it's all up there. And when you are using your brain power, which I wouldn't say I've got that much anyway, before you say it, hey, I will say that it wears you out. It mentally wears you out and mentally drains you. So you come back and you cannot think straight. So the last thing you could do in any way, shape, or form was to say, oh, I'm just going to make a video now. It just wouldn't happen. I mean, I've tried it before and I've failed miserably. I don't go there now. I know that if I'm tired, which is, like I say, a lot of the time. So I worked 3 days. Today is my first day off and I've been tired all day. I have watched a couple of films, some short films. I mean, dropping off. But I knew on this day I would be tired. That's a no-brainer from being having them 3 days in a row. You might think that 3 days in a row is not that bad, but it's 3 full-on days. You're mentally taxed for the whole shift, and then when you come back, you're absolutely drained, and then you're back on it the next day. So it's not a great way to go on. I will look in the future, hopefully, to change jobs where I'm in a job where I do more physical work, don't have to think as much. That would be absolutely brilliant if I could do that, but it's not going to happen at this moment. Well, I've been trying, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go back to the fact that it's not gonna be something I'm gonna like sweat about. I'm not gonna like go into a deep decline. I've not got any mental health problems or anything like that, apart from MS, obviously, which isn't mental health. It's physical. So this video here is going to be me talking about the fact of the channel going forward. At this point, I can see that the videos are going to have to be, I'm going to have to go for one a week. I'm going to try and get one really good one out. I'm saying really good one that I can do a lot of maybe editing, putting photographs in, doing a bit, a bit of everything that I like doing. I mean, I love doing all this stuff, but the problem is I don't want to have a video that looks like there's just nothing in it. There's just me just doing. I mean, this is a video where I'm just talking, but I don't want to have videos like this all the time. This is just a one-off to say this is where I am at the minute, just to give you a bit of an update, to let you know that going forward, until I can see some kind of change, whether it be job, whether it be there's no medication that'll help, unfortunately, whether it be a lifestyle change, I'm not too sure. I'm looking into all type of things to do it because there's nothing worse than when you're just physically drained and you just haven't got the strength to think, never mind do anything. And I think when you do these videos, you are thinking about a lot of stuff in essence, everything's here that you want to talk about. It's all up here. It's drawn the information out. Now, sometimes when I'm thinking about directors and I'm thinking about years that things came out and I'm getting them all wrong, or I just kind of think them at that point. I know a lot of people can, fail to draw stuff out when you want it. But at this point, it seems that the stuff that I used to think about really easily doesn't seem to be coming out that good, especially when I'm tired. I'm going to go back to the fatigue all the time because that's the main problem about this. If I can get on top of that, which at the moment I'm not getting on top of, it means that all the videos will be Probably long videos for me will take a massive amount of cutting up. See, I'm using cutting up there. I'm not using editing because editing is a word that I really stumble on. There's a lot of words that I stumble on, which I leave out. And that's an unfortunate thing because you can, when you're doing these videos, when I'm doing these videos for myself and I'm actually watching them back, I can really see where I'm messing up. So I know that on the next one, I'll leave certain words out, certain pronunciations will not be where I'll go to because they just won't work for us. Now, that's better than having to cut them out of everything when you go to them. Now, going forward, what I would like to do is sometime in the future, yes, I'd like to go back to getting 3 videos out a week. I think that's what I like putting out because I've got that much to talk about that I want to get back to that. But I'm under no misconceptions that that might never happen again. And I'm hoping it won't, fingers crossed it won't. But I'm thinking at this point, if I get 1 video out, maybe 2, maybe 3, but if they happen, great. If they don't happen, I'm not going to be like I was super frustrated about it. I was really frustrated about it in the past couple of months, trying to do something about it. And then really what I've come to the conclusion is I can't do anything about it. I've just got to go with it. I can either get worked up all every week and say I was wanting to get 3 videos out and I haven't got any out. And how frustrating is that? Especially when I've got loads of pickups, I've got loads of editions of things, I've got loads of things I want to talk about that are coming through the post. I've got a lot of ideas, and the ideas are great. For me to think that it's not I've just run out of ideas, I'm happy in the fact that I know I've got a lot of content in mind to make. It's just the physical side of it when I come to it, and the mental side of it, because mentally, when you're fatigued, you just can't think straight. So when I'm actually going to put the video together, I'm just not thinking right, and the stuff coming out is just basically just garbage. And when I'm cutting through it, it's just, there's nothing worse when you have a video for 100, well, 1 hour, 10 minutes. You've got to try and get the stuff out of there that works, and you end up with 15 minutes. So that 1 hour, 10 minutes takes you about 4 hours to cut because you're constantly going through it and trying to nip off little bits and bobs because it's not like in one go, it's just here, there, and everywhere. I will put on a video that I made. I'll put on some outtakes from the video that I made, that hour and 10 minutes. I'll not like put you in more than a couple of maybe 30 seconds of how it goes. And this is just how it was. And there's nothing more frustrating than the thing that's more frustrating about me is to sort of, to tie it all up is the fact is, I used to be able to do this, no problem. This was easy as pie to me. Well, once I go over the initial nerves of actually doing it, just putting it out and talking about these things was like the easiest thing ever because I can do that. The cows come home, or I used to be able to. But when I'm recording it now, and I can see I've got some more videos that I had before, like I still got them unfinished, but I've like edited them and put them on the main one way back when. And I go back and look at them and I say, there's hardly any mistakes in there. And everybody has mistakes. I'm not saying you don't. It's part of the course. You can never get. I would like to see the person who can get from A to B and just say whatever they wanted to say and not have any problems or any false starts or any mispronunciations or any words that they can't get out. That's what happens. That's just life. But for me, at this point, it's becoming an issue. And the issue is if I let it become an issue that frustrates us to death, then it will be a huge issue. So I'm trying to get rid of that by just coming on here and just saying, look, at the moment, this fatigue business is a thing. It's something I can't get rid of. It's just inherent in the MS, unfortunately. It could be a lot worse. I'm saying that, and I'm grateful for that. But at this point, the videos will have to go down to 1 a week. Now, if I try for 1 a week, that means that I've got a good chance of sticking to that. If I said I'll do 2, I probably might stumble at this week. I know for a fact it's going to be 2 because it's going to be this one. Then there's going to be another one, which hopefully I'm going to work on tomorrow and hopefully get that done. So that's 2 videos out for you. But basically, it's going to be one. I'm going to try for Monday or a Thursday to get the videos out, and I'll be happy with that. Like I say, I've got a backlog of stuff that I want to get through. I've got a massive amount of stuff, massive amount of things that I've wanted to get put on here for ages. I just know that, without repeating myself, this is a bit of a funny time, and It needs to be talked about to say, this is where I am, this is what I can do, this is the reason why I'm doing it. It's got nothing to do with anything other than I've had months of frustration with this, and I've just had to sort of basically say now, this is where I'm at in the world. There's nothing that I can do about it. I would like it to be different. It's not different, unfortunately. But if I address it now and say this is how it's going to be for the foreseeable, then that's the way it is. And I think I'll be more happy with that, putting the stuff out, as opposed to putting things out which I think they're just not good enough, or that took me a phenomenal amount of time to actually cut that video down to get 10 minutes out of it. When this was released in the UK by Arrow, and it's a really nice looking arrow, or the violent ones can be put under section 3 and vice versa. Some of the ones that are on section 1 are ludicrously, and the fact it's, kids going into the woods and there's a murder in there, and it stacks up against it all the odds. I was surprised myself when I found out that these were in section 3. That's a load of Now, the Section 3 ones, just to recap, were ones that they were not taken off the shelves, but they were the people who did the video nasties when they did. I don't think this is as bad as it's been reported to be on some levels. These films might just have faded into obscurity, and they might not have been even treated to this level of amazing 4K-ness. There's nothing worse than that. That's one of the worst things if you're someone who makes YouTube videos. It's the editing that's also right there to get it down to the right length of time. To not have, if you saw that, if I had that video unedited to the hour and 10 minutes, it would be the worst video I've ever put out, and the worst video you would have ever seen in your life. And I don't want to go there because why would you? Right. Anyway, it was going to be about a 10 minutes update, but I think I've said everything I need to say. So thanks everybody I've talked about this with a lot of people actually, and family and friends. And I've been talking about this for maybe about 6 to 8 months with people and just telling them about how I feel and stuff. But this is the first time I've really come online and said, look, this is where I am at the minute. And I just want to say thank you for listening. And I will hopefully get my video out tomorrow or Thursday, and that'll be a pickups video. And also, I've got a video planned which I like to do where I'm going to go over the vinegar syndrome ones I got and just go with the camera over the top and give you a good up close and personal look at them. And I've watched quite a few of them actually, so I can talk about them and tell you what I think of them and show you what the picture quality is like in them. Anyway, so thanks for listening. I really do appreciate you listening to what I'm saying, and I'm glad to be able to speak about this and get this to, anybody who's going to watch. Also, as well, what I'll say is that in the past couple of weeks as well, the fatigue has been really bad. So I will say that the comments have been kind of left, but I've started to get into them. I want to get back into them. At the moment, for some reason, I've got all my comments that I can see on my phone, but it's got to the point now where it's not shown as any of the ones that I've missed before that, which I don't understand because I could see them the other day, but they're not there now for me to go and check out and obviously answer. So hang on for them. I will get round to your comments. I want to do with this one, my ideal thing is for the foreseeable is to make one video, answer me comments on that week, and also try and answer as many as I can that I haven't got. And I'm hoping in the foreseeable few months to have answered every single comment I've ever had on my channel. It's going to be a tall order, but I'm sure I can do it if I just space it out. That's another thing. Don't give yourself too much to do, because if I did, I'd know I'd fail miserably. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you on the next video, which should be out tomorrow, hopefully. Cheers.